LWRC M682 sledgehammer. Off it. LWRC SHOT Show 2012 NUTNFANCY. Stock things. LWRC was going to do it out here. Luckily, we got a room. Say hello to AJ. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, guys?
Thanks for hosting us here in the NUTNFANCY project. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Tactical Doodle, crew member, helping me out. This dude, by the way, is the one I talked to on the phone prior to my review on the entire M6 series of LWRC rifles. Did you watch the video?
I did.
Did it work for you?
Good. Very, very good.
All right, man. Just trying to represent what I think are awesome products, and they're on the table right now. Oh, by the way, big round of applause for AJ because he has done a lot of work today. He's fitting this one in at the end of his long work day.
I look tired. I apologize.
Hang in there, brother. You have the floor.
Day and a half left. So
hang in there.
All right, guys. Let's go over some of the new stuff we have here. Some of the guns that NUTNFANCY and I picked off the rack here to go over with you for 2012. We'll start out with the top one here. Top one is the new Tricon we did for 2012. It's the Tricon Mark 6. A little bit different from the Tricon we did last year. It is a limited edition gun, so it's only going to be about 500 of those made. It is designed by Jeff Gonzalez of Trident Concepts. And a little bit different from the year before is, first thing, obviously the logo is different. It's a new logo and a new handrail system. This is what was made famous on the Reapers and the SPRs. It's a modular system. Add on the rail sections as you need them added on. And otherwise the gun itself is very similar to the other Tricon that most people have seen or bought as a collector rifle. So that is the Tricon. That should be available in a couple of months here. Love this rail. Don't you, Doodle?
Love it. Want it.
Yeah.
This rail is just amazing. Slim trim. Is that in-house produced?
Yes.
Smoking. Has all the internals we've already talked about in that video. The Nicor barrel, nickel boron coated bolt carrier. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of moving down the line here, very similar to this one. We're going to kind of skip over one here and jump here.
Okay.
Is the SPR. The M6 SPR was a rifle reintroduced in 2011, and the SPR is it's the main differences from the standard M682 is going to be obviously the spiral fluted barrel, which we did for a weight reduction and obviously adding to the cooling factor of the barrel, and obviously the modular hand guard that we see here. A little bit longer. Its standard is 12 inches, whereas on the Tricon Mark 6 was only, I think, about a 9-inch rail. This is a 12-inch rail system overall. A little bit deceiving to the eye because the rails actually really don't start until you get about 5 inches into it. That is the SPR. These are available now to purchase. They've been selling great for 2011, and it's a very, very good rifle. It does come standard with the Magpul ACS stock.
Love that rear stock.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's a good combination between like a CTR or Voltar. It's a pretty solid stock. Lots of compartments to put stuff in it.
Not heavy either, right?
Yeah, it's
fairly lightweight.
Yeah, not too heavy.
What's that coloration on there?
That is FDE. That's FDE Cerakote. Yep.
And that's an upgrade from the customer, like we talked about in the tabletop review.
Yeah, the Cerakote's about $150 upgrade on us for full MSRP on a rifle. And that'll get you the rail system, the upper and the lower painted, and obviously we're more than welcome to change the trigger guards out on a special order to tan if you want the whole gun to be a solid tan or the stock to be that, to be tan or the grip to be FDE as well. It's actually, the color is actually Magpul FDE, and the reason why we did that was because it's an exact match to Magpul's FDE parts.
Good match. We talked about the anodizing there on the tabletop. We won't go over that again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Kind of moving this way, we'll actually start over here. This is the kind of the grandfather of the ICs. This year, for the Army's carbine solicitation, we introduced the M6 IC, which stands for individual carbine. Through the competition, which we are not in anymore, we actually came out with just an awesome rifle, and it's kind of just, you can tell just by looking at the two guns, there's just subtle differences. But there are actually major differences in our mind as a manufacturer of what makes this gun better than everything else we've done in the past. the first thing you'll notice on this one is the rail mount on this rail system, which is very similar to the SPR rail system, is actually built into the upper receiver. It's a forged upper receiver. It's built right into it. Just makes it a little bit, you know, of our own, a little bit more durable. Trying to think of a good word to describe it.
More stable.
Yeah, more stable. It's a lot easier to a lot easier to maintain, a lot easier to put together because we're eliminating a barrel nut and also another piece in here that actually holds on the rail system.
You don't have rotational issues with either of these rails, though, do you? I mean, I'm talking like if you put a VG on it, and you're really torquing it up under stress. I've never heard of LWRC having any rotational issues.
I don't think so. No.
You never heard of it?
I've never heard of it.
Okay,
Really.
we'll say non-existent.
Yeah.
For all practical purposes.
The other cool thing about the IC was that the Army wanted it to be a gun that was fully ambidextrous for different users. So if you got a lefty or righty, they didn't want to have somebody who's kind of you know, getting shafted if they're a lefty, well, like myself here. So the gun's got full ambidextrous controls on either side of the gun, charging handle, bolt release, bolt catch. A lot of people don't know this. Most manufacturers, when they have an ambi bolt release on the gun, it's a bolt release, but it's not necessarily a bolt catch too. Whereas on our gun, it's completely a bolt release and bolt catch on both sides of the lower receiver.
Okay.
So a lot of people
Fully
don't know
functional.
that. Yep.
So what's the sights on those, bro? Are those ones we were talking about?
Yeah, those are our skirmish sights.
Skirmish ones. This is, and TMPers, I was showing you this in picture form. This is in real life, the skirmish sights, in-house produced.
Yes.
You were telling me the gross motor skills. Can you demo that real quick?
Yeah.
On how to bring them up.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. What's nice about these sights is that they're, I'll put them down here to start. Okay. So, you know, as obviously backup iron sights, the design is that, you know, you have a set of sights that you can go to if your optic goes down. So folding them up is extremely easy because they just fold straight up and they lock in place. So there's really, you don't have to press a button to get them up. Pressing a button to get them down is this massive button over here. I mean, you can reach through it. You can be on this side and do it. It's extremely big and lets you fold it right down.
Different aperture sizes here in the rotational hood.
Correct. Yeah, and the reason why we did that too is because you remember on some sites when you fold them down, if you're using the small peephole, it would like stop right there.
Yep, this one right here is like that.
Yep.
This is a Troy or PRI?
Yeah, that's a Troy. So if I want to use a small peephole and I fold that down, I got to press this button.
Bang.
It's not going to go anywhere. So if you got guys that want to keep it on the small peephole, that's what they're going to use. Right. You can fold it down to that small peephole completely. So other reason why we did the new skirmish sights too was because we wanted something that's a little bit lower profile, so it's fitting underneath some of those rail mounts, or I'm sorry, scope mounts that are out there. So
it's, I mean, it's about the same as a good set of Troys, which is running about, I don't know, 0.45, 0.4,
yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent. And it's just got some milling on the side here.
Yep. And that's just to get it up if you need to get it up.
A little bit more traction for the
exactly.
Side.
Yep.
I like it. The semicircular hood, which we see in all these high quality battle sights.
Yep.
Love it.
The IC, a couple other things too while we're talking about it. Obviously, so we got ambi lower, we got the rail mount built into the upper receiver, so it's not a standard upper anymore. Full ambi controls, fold down sights. It's rail mounted front sight on the gas block, so it's got the rail built into the gas block with a 2-position gas block. So as you can see from the suppressor adapter, the AC here on here, you've got a for suppressed fire and for not suppressed fire for normal conditions. The hole built into it is obviously designed so you can take your 5.56 round and just give it a quick turn. So it's pretty easy to just to use in case carbon starts getting in there and you've used it a lot.
Self-regulating system we talked about on the tabletop.
Same thing. The
improved spring on that, the piston return spring.
Yep.
When you're telling us about.
Yep. The improved piston return spring, which we do on a lot of the new guns with this new rail system. It's just a small upgrade to what we used to do. One more piece of the gun you don't have to worry about. It's just a flatter wire spring, smaller spring cup, and obviously all the rail systems, just like every other LWRC rail system, the top rail comes off for
way
maintenance.
Easy to do, really quick. You wouldn't even know until you tried it yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty much goes back on 2 thumb screws. If you're going to be shooting it, just make sure you get it hand tight and then give it a quarter turn with a quarter or a knife or a screwdriver, whatever you got in your pocket at the time. And gas block also, you'll see here, there's a reason why we actually put a bayonet lug, not because we actually think we're going to be charging the Russians anytime soon here, but it's because that's what the Army wanted. They wanted that bayonet lug still, part of the requirement. We did the spiral fluting on the IC because of the weight. The gun had to be a certain weight, and we were like 0.5 pounds over, so spiral fluted the barrel, and it enabled us to get right under that weight.
That got rid of 6 ounces for you?
It gets rid of a good amount of weight.
Four-ish?
I can't. It was.
Four-ish.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was exactly.
I'm for it. It doesn't change anything about the accuracy of the barrel.
Nope.
It's still really accurate and all that good stuff.
Rate of fire is still going to be the same. You know, you're not going to cook off rounds. It's going to be just as durable as some of the bigger barrels.
I love that rail. That is just excellent. And there's, you know, that's not the only one in town that I love, but it's that narrow profile that I've been preaching about for a couple years now.
We're going to do the IC for the commercial market, for the law enforcement market, for whoever. It won't come painted like this one is. This is what we did for the military. This is actually a special infrared paint that's for the military. So it's it dissipates, I guess, the heat signature of the gun as it starts to shoot and get hotter. So that's what we did for the U.S. military.
Is that a billet receiver on that?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you're doing that in-house?
Yeah, no, the billet receivers will be done. I think they're going to do forged receivers when they start mass producing them. The billet ones were the first like 25 that
makes
were done.
sense, because then you can control the contours, everything you want to have according to the spec you're competing for, right?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. So that's the IC.
What's the price point of that? I'm thinking probably 22 or so.
You're probably looking on the IC because the SPRs come in about 25. Those are going to be around 26. That's full MSRP.
Right.
So
street will be less.
Yeah.
Depending where you go.
So you've got the IC, you've got the SPR, you've got the Tricon Mark 6. This is the IC SPR. So as you can see, it's just like the SPR, spiral fluted barrel, long 12-inch rail, but as you can see the difference here, you've got rail mount built into the upper receiver, rail mount separate from the upper receiver. That's just a standard M4 upper receiver right here, whereas this is a proprietary one done for this gun. And this is going to have the ambient controls on it just like the IC would have. So you'll probably see the SPR go away eventually because this is a total upgrade from that. There's no point to having both of them on the market, really. Full down sights.
Cost-wise, that change your cost of manufacture between this and that? You're building these, right?
Not necessarily. You know, I think actually the cost is going to be about the same. I think the cost really goes up difference from like this to this because of the gas block. The gas block has so much more in it besides just a low profile gas block. You got a 2-position gas block, got the bayonet lock built in, got the rail mount on it. But I believe that I think the cost of producing is actually almost identical probably. Oh, and this gun too, another thing. This gun actually has our new ambidextrous charging handle we did this year. We wanted to make an ambidextrous charging handle that was a little bit beefy, and it's a really nice charging handle.
Feedback from the field on that. Guys digging it?
We just
doing testing.
We got 5 done right before SHOT Show about a week ago.
Oh, so it's brand new.
And we're hoping that it takes a good beating. So we're gonna be doing a lot of T&E stuff on it coming up here soon. So, but so far the reception here at the show has been great. I mean,
you guys loving it. I love the big paddles. I've been using the Badger Ordnance Gen 2 latches for a long time.
It really makes a difference, especially for guys like me that are lefty, because you know I can grab it here like this. I can get in here with my finger. And
there's some charging handles out there too, AJ. They're like, well, you know, you can use ours because you don't have to paddle it. But I say if you get some fat on there, it doesn't matter. You're going to be releasing it anyhow.
Right.
My mileage.
Exactly.
This is a more affordable gun here, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. This is our base model. It's our entry model into our line. When we did the base model, we said, okay, let's just not make it a base model where we're kind of chinsing people on the accessories. If we're going to do like a base model that's cheaper, let's also make it a lighter weight model, because typically speaking, the like the Magpul parts here are going to be lighter than having a bunch of metal, you know, quad rails on it.
Right. So
we did a lighter contour barrel. This is a 14.7 actually too, and this gun's going to weigh in about a pound less than say this one right here, which is the SPR.
That thing is light. Granted, like you said, it's a 14.5-inch barrel, but I bet even in a 16, it's a feather.
It's really not that much more.
What's the profile under handguard? M4-ish?
Profile's the same. Profile's the same as right here in front of the front sight post.
Okay, so it goes a little bit skinny under the handguard then.
Yeah, it actually
front handguard.
What they did for the gas block was they beefed it back up to the normal .750 profile that we have on our normal barrels, and then they scaled it back down to .625, and it scales back down underneath the handguard too to keep that weight down. So. This gun, price point on this gun is going to come in around anywhere between like $1,600–1,700. And it's a really good price point for LWRCs, which are typically over $2,000.
True that, and it's got the piston system, LWRC piston system.
Same exact guts that are in all the other guns that we have. Nothing changed. Piston system's the same. The carrier's the same. The metals on the upper receivers are the same. Everything else is the same.
Trigger?
Trigger's the same mil-spec nickel Teflon trigger that you find on the guns.
With that coating, it's pulling around 4.5 or just under 5.
Yeah. About 4.5. It could vary. 4.5 to 6.
Each gun's an individual.
Yeah, exactly.
Doodle, do you like that gun?
I do.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Why? The lightweight?
I love lightweight. Yeah, I like the gas system too.
Well,
piston
I'll tell you
system.
this, the LWRC piston system proven in our own shooting lots and lots of rounds. You saw the review and the testing.
Yeah.
100% reliable.
Yeah, if you can
No
combine
jams
that
at all.
with a cheaper price, I'm in.
Yep. With steel case ammo. Go ahead, bro.
All right, so SL, obviously great entry level gun. Also the lightweight. SL stands for stretch lightweight because it is a stretch piston system, so we can utilize that mag pull, a mid-length handguard. So really good gun. It's definitely not the gun for full auto fire. We shot about 10 magazines in a row on full auto and watched this nice plastic handguard melt in our hands.
I love the realness.
But it's definitely a great gun for patrol carry. Most patrol cops only have 3 magazines as it is, and it's a great gun just for 3 gun. Great gun for somebody who's going to do some weekend shooting and really doesn't want to spend $2,000 on a rifle. So.
Well done. That's the SL. And then finally we'll end with the Reaper 308.
Yes.
How's that selling? How's it competing in the market?
The Reapers do great. I mean, we sell a ton of Reapers. People always say, oh, it's so expensive, but you know what? Realistically, in the 308 market, you're kind of getting yourself in a whole new price point of guns.
It's kind of par for the higher end 308 market.
Yeah, the Reapers are all billet guns. The uppers and lower receivers are billet. They've always been billet. They do incorporate like the ambidextrous bolt releases. They can be set up with ambi safety selectors, and also they can be set up with ambi mag releases if you really wanted to do it. A lot of the people at our company really like the FALs, and so when they designed the Reaper, they really wanted to use the side charging handle. So the side charging handle is on this side, and obviously is not ambidextrous.
Non-reciprocating too, correct?
Yep, non-reciprocating. When you're shooting it, that thing's staying right where it is right now, and the forward assist is actually built into it too. One thing I don't have here is that you can get rid of the forward assist if you don't want it, and we do a folding charging handle. So the folding one's nice too, especially for guys that are carrying around. They might not be wearing kit. They don't want to get stabbed in the sternum. Yeah.
Guys banging in their LBE, scratching crap up with that knob. Bolt carrier, anything about it? I can see their special milling on it. I haven't really broke open a Reaper and taken a look at it. It's basically an upgraded version of your standard LWRC stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much a beefed up M6 5.56 carrier on steroids. I mean, it's obviously it's nickel Teflon coated. It's not nickel boron. That's just something the engineers decided to go with.
Yeah.
But it's a great carrier system, great bolt system, as you can see there.
No carrier tilt with that? I didn't see any in the guns I've shot.
Yeah. The one unique thing about the Reaper was that it's not like the other ARs where you could take the SL upper there and stick it on a Bushmaster lower or a Colt lower. The Reaper has to work with the Reaper. It's a proprietary gun. The uppers are interchangeable, so if you want to get like a 12-inch upper or a 20-inch upper, you can use it with your 12-inch or 20-inch lower. It doesn't matter. But you have to use an LWRC. The specs are not going to fit. It's not going to fit an SR25 or a DPMS. So
fair enough.
This is a unique model. We also did new in end of 2011, which was we decided to take the spiral fluting to our 7.62 guns, just to drop the weight down a little bit. So this is the 16-inch Reaper here, which is pretty much like probably one of the most popular ones because it's a good carbine for guys to buy. They don't have to do any NFA forms on it because it is 16 inches. And the spiral fluting dropped it down enough where it made a big enough difference in the overall weight.
Yeah, it's still kind of porty. But I mean, I haven't seen a 308 battle rifle on the field that really isn't.
Yeah.
Christian Arms has some carbon fiber ones that are pretty light. And expensive.
Guns come standard with the sights. All of our guns come standard with the fold-down sights. That's definitely a standard on all the rifles that we send out. We're not going to jip you on not giving you sights. The Reapers obviously have the 4-position gas box, so they have for normal fire suppressed, adverse weather conditions, and closed bolt.
Hey, in my review, I said it's RTR, baby. Ready to run, ready to race. There's really not much you'd have to do. Actually, nothing you'd have to do to any of these guns on the table. Yeah, short of getting an optic, possibly a bipod, a foregrip, and a flashlight. Accessories. There's not much else you can really upgrade on them. I messed around with the trigger. I put a different trigger in just for the heck. I got to test it anyhow. But the triggers, as they come, and they're actually more improved than my circa 2009 M6 that I tested. They're even better now. That's it, man. What else? That's it for new this year. That's about it. Cool, man. They got some new stuff. Went through the parts, the charging handle, and yeah. Great job, AJ, covering all the things that honestly interest me here at LWRC. Anything
Awesome.
to add?
That's it, man. I think we're all done.
All right, thanks for making time.
No
TNP
problem, man.
SHOT Show 2012. That's
Thank
AJ representing LWRC. Tactical Doodle. See you guys.
Cool if I take this home. Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you and